yesterday was kind of a rough day for our defense. A few guys that kind of talked about last week. I'll just say it. Justin Reed, from having such a masterful game last week, just all over the field, doing all the right things, doing an incredible job. He struggled a little bit yesterday. There's a couple of things, just kind of looking at the scheme, like missed some tackles, kind of out of place a few times. But I'm gonna give these guys a C minus. Okay, give these guys a C minus. They were, at times, it looked like they was just overmatched. There was bad leverage on some of the receivers. They kind of made it look easy. Palmer came out there, man. He was torching guys.
Yeah.
Missed tackles. So to me, I'm just like, man, what is going on? It just seemed like some guys are just a step behind, step late. It just wasn't in their hip pocket like I would expect them to be. Especially at the high level they have been playing this whole year, right? So that's what I'm basing it on. I'm basing off of that, but also too what I see out there. So I gave these guys a C minus. They've definitely had better games. Allen's going to be who he is. He's going to catch his balls and, of course, first downs. But Palmer should have been able to get off like the way he was able to get off. Not at all. And so, like I said, some of the missed tackles, but also too getting the interceptions toward the end brought that grade up. And so, if you can't get an interception off a tip ball, it looked like that ball took forever to come back down. I'm like, it looked like a daggone punt return.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like. Then I was like, that other got grade down to about a D. But the guys, first half, it just seemed they had to figure everything out. They came out second half, did a much better job. And maybe Spags had to talk to him like, look, man, we got to get in the leverage. We got to get in their tail a little bit more. I mean, he's some big receivers. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it. When you sit there and you look at these long jokers run up and down the field, you can tell why it's difficult. You know what I mean? That's a challenge. So, you ain't looking at Diggs or him guys out there. He's sucking 6'3", 6'4", long-legged, and everything as advertised. So, and then Everett got into the touchdown too. Same thing, bad leverage on the tight end. I knew they was going to try to get the ball to him as well. So that's what I gave our DBs. I gave them a C minus, just because the first half will look really just a step behind on things.
Yeah, no, right? I agree. I think first half was rough in the secondary, but second half, the adjustments they made. I mean, if you look at, we had 5 sacks. I think 4 of them came in the second half. A lot of those sacks were coverage sacks. There was nowhere to go with the ball. I was seeing some of the all-22 view. Herbert really had nowhere to go with that ball. And I mean, kudos to the secondary to step up after a rough first half of that game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And like I said, it was that adjustment. Like I said, Spags had to go say something, because seriously, I was just scratching my head first half like, dang, how they miss that? And you could see it. You could just tell, their positioning. They were just kind of out of place. Some of the runs out of place, missing tackles. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like you should never have a long run for a touchdown as a running back.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. It's just somebody should be back there making that tackle. And I hate seeing it, man. I was just like, okay, it ain't gonna be one of those days. Please don't let it be one of them days, right? So yeah. So I'm gonna go to my linebackers. My linebackers, I think they did a pretty decent job. Treckle goes to get some sack, look really good hitting the gap, man, getting back there. Willie Gay getting a sack as well. So I'm actually going to give these guys, I'm going to give them a B. Give these guys a B. And so as well as they look on certain plays, there was other plays out of position, kind of missing tackles. Should have been the gaps in certain things. But second half, they put it all together. And so I think they did a really good job. Leo Chanel, all those guys, man, did a decent job. But like I said, that's going to be one of those things, man. We're going to miss him for a little bit. But He'll be back. He'll be back. But yeah, they B for what they did. Heck, Billy Gay almost got. I was watching him when he came back on Herbert, and I thought he was going to miss him then. I was like, oh man, don't miss, because he almost got to the outside of it.
Yeah.
Right. Almost got to the outside of it, and so I was just like, ooh, that was close, Willie. It was close, and so, but they did a good job. Linebackers did a really good job. So I would say out of all phases of, secondary linebackers, D-line, I would say that they had their phase was probably the most consistent, what I see. Just kind of get out there making plays, doing some breakups and stuff like that. And just diagnosing things. So, yeah. So I give them guys a B.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. D-line. So D-line, man, I'm going to give a C+. C+ to the D-line.
Wow.
Okay?
All right.
I was expecting more, a little bit more, okay? But it was too many lanes that was open, too many holes I thought should have been cut down. Some pushing inside that probably we should have been able to anchor a little bit more than what we did. I ain't gonna name them names. I don't want to do that. But it got to do a much better job at that point of attack. Much better job of point of attack, especially we know a team is going to be able to run the football, right? And so, who was that one kid? Kelly? Is that Kelly and
Josh Kelly?
Yeah.
They stifled Eckler though. Eckler didn't do anything. I'm curious to see how many where that ranks where his overall rushing totals in all-time games.
Right. But Kelly came in and made him look like a daggone all-pro. I'm like, who's this kid? Maybe I need to pick him up on fantasy. I'm like, shoot, I'm starting looking on fantasy. Like, okay. So, but, as far as getting after the quarterback, second half, Herbert bringing pressure, they did a pretty decent job on doing that. So, like I said, I gave these guys, man, a C+.
What were your thoughts on Charles in charge?
Oh, Charles, man, as advertised. I said, man, is that 90? I said, there he goes. So, I tell you what, you could see his size and his length. He was getting some good push out there on the field. There's a difference there on the D-line. There's a difference there just with his presence. You could tell that. You could really tell it. And so he's a great addition for us, man. He's a great addition for the D-line, just for the entire defense in itself. Yeah. So we're going to be a very, very sound defensive football team. Best in the league, no doubt. And so that's why I say I don't know if we need to go out and get another guy or trades or whoever it is. Like you said, look, pass rushers is pass rusher. But I like the guys that we got for sure. Frank can definitely add on to it. But bringing Charles in, you can see why we got him in free agency. He brought a little bit of that fire, that juice. He did. So hats off for him, man. Hats off for him.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.